What's up, guys? Rob here with another Star Rail explanation video for a Zero Cycle clear. This time it's the Yunli team versus Stellaron Hunter Sam. This one took quite a while to actually get down because there are a lot of things that need to go right in order for this Zero Cycle to work. And I'm going to pretty much explain every single point where it could go wrong, and you can hopefully understand how this is even possible and how much luck goes into getting the Zero Cycle with the team that I'm using. So as you can see, the team that I'm using: Yunli, Hanabi, Robin, Tingyun. Yunli is Eidolon 1, S1. Hanabi is Eidolon 1, S1 as well. Robin is Eidolon 0 with the S5 event light cone. And Tingyun is E6 with her Battle Pass light cone. I believe it's like Carve the Moon, Weave the Clouds, or something like that. And that is at S5, I believe. I've bought every Battle Pass since the start of the game, and the only two weapons that I felt were worth it were the Harmony one and the Erudition one. And the Erudition one, I already have S5, and I'm working on getting a second copy S5, maybe for Big Herda or something. Anyways, so it is obviously not an FTP team. There's no free to play here. I did pay money to make sure that I was able to get Yunli right after I got Firefly and Jade, so it's not free to play. But it's also like E1, S1. If you want to build like this specific team, E0 Robin, whatever, E1, S1 Hanabi, if you love the character, sure. And then E1, S1 Yunli. That's what, 3 5-stars and 2 signature weapons. That's really not too bad. Sorry, that's 5 5-stars and 2 signature weapons. But that's really not too bad if you want to really invest into like one character. Obviously, I like to have a lot of different characters that I can use, so it's a little different for me. Anyways, let's get started. This is all in one take, by the way, so I'm sure there will be mistakes. I'll say things wrong. Please bear with me. So here, we want to attack with Tingyun usually, but it doesn't really matter. Okay. So as you can see, when it's Tingyun's turn, you get to see which of the boosts you get from her light cone. It's either going to be crit damage, attack, or energy regen rate. This time I got crit damage, which is fine. We start off by doing Yunli ult, we start off by doing Tingyun ult targeting Yunli. If it doesn't target Yunli, and I say go for Robin to get the early Welcome to My World, then we're not going to have enough meter. So the strategy is, I need Robin to go into the second wave, into the Sam phase, without having used Welcome to My World. Because if I use it at all in the first wave, then it will cut out early during the Sam wave, and I won't have enough damage to kill Sam. So I need to go through a lot of randomness to make sure that everybody survives and everyone has enough meter. So I start off by doing this. Obviously, we give the boost to Yunli. Here, you're going to notice, why are you doing a Yunli counter? I'm doing a Yunli counter here because I want to whiff. I want to get a whiff counter. So during the Sam wave, I can get another random whiff super and hit him for like a fully charged super. Because essentially, I need to do 4 supers in the second phase to kill Sam. 4 fully charged supers, so none of them can be like the whiffed one. So I have to whiff one here and have enough meter to do 4 fully charged Yunli supers in the second half. So you get to see how I do that, because that is exactly what I end up doing. Okay, Robin charges herself. Because it's crit damage boost, she'll get not as much as if it were ERR, but we will get a bit more damage. I do it at this timing because I can either do it during Tingyun's or Robin's attack and then get it anytime before Yunli's attack. If I want to specifically Like, for example, here, she does it first. Say I want to specifically, like, do Yunli attack first before I do the super, before the super goes off. Like, say this Trotter only has a pixel left, and I'm like, okay, I want to hit here, so that way Yunli's super has less of a chance of going, you know, to this Trotter and just hitting this one dude. And then what will happen is, instead of going to hit here and get this guy with side damage, it would go here and get him with side damage. So if I want to do that, I will activate Yunli ult during Hanabi's skill. Any other time before that, it will come up before Yunli's attack. And then I will attack the center guy here because it just does the most damage to everything. And essentially, we just need to do as much damage total to the team as possible in order to survive. Okay. So Yunli gets attacked here, which is fine. This attack cannot hit Yunli. It absolutely cannot hit Yunli, because if it does, if Yunli takes any 4 attacks, and keep in mind, total, there's 6 attacks that these enemies do. If Yunli takes 4 of them, she dies. So Yunli can only take 3. Generally, that first attack is taken by Yunli. And then the second attack, because it has the little, like, the stun thing, if another character takes it and they effectorize it, then it's like, that's perfect. That's literally the best case scenario. And for this team, these two can be at any life going into... Well, they can be at a pretty low life going into the second phase and they'll be fine. Hanabi can be at almost no life, but she's also a lot more tanky. So, Tingyun took the hit there, which is perfect. Now, what I want to do is, if this guy hits, say, Robin or Hanabi, then cool, then we will counter the second hit here and hit everything. If it hits Yunli, I guess we counter the second hit anyways, because one more hit and she would die. So he does hit her, so I have to counter the next hit. So she's going to get her ult here. She only has 800 health, so if this third guy hits Yunli at all... Again, the first attack is a single hitting attack, and then the second one will hit 3 characters or 2 side characters. So minimum 2 characters. And of course, Yunli has high chance of being targeted. So here, I did Yunli ult, just praying that something will go right. Like either he'll hit not Yunli or something. But what ends up happening is the third guy ends up dying. So I don't even have to deal with that. So now, Tingyun has a lot of life. Robin's at full life. Hanabi has a ton of life. I got really lucky there, and this guy's at low enough life where we're going to be able to kill him with a couple attacks. I actually paused there for a second because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm alive and it's Tingyun's turn. Before that, I kind of just set down the keyboard. I was like, well, if Yunli gets hit, that's it. Like, you'll see me pause. Because, like, I'm going pretty fast otherwise. And then I'm just like, what just happened? And so, like, I sit there, like, blank, like, what do I do? Like, obviously, in this situation, I have to Tingyun attack here, so that way he takes enough damage where he will die from Yunli's skill. And Yunli needs to do the skill to gain back the life. And of course, yeah, Hanabi does her ult whenever she has it, just to get the skill points and the extra damage. So now we go into Sam. Yunli has 1.5 ult bars. She needs to do 4 complete ults by the end of this. Keep that in mind. Obviously, we have Tingyun here, and we're going to welcome to my world. We're 2 hits away. You can really tell because if it's this much, it's 2 hits. If it really looks like the next hit, the absolute next hit will be enough to welcome to my world, then it will be. So I'm like, okay, I'm 2 hits away, so I can't Tingyun skill here, because if I Tingyun skill, Robin will not get enough meter to welcome to my world. So that's why I had to do basic. And look, it looks like it's full, but it's not up. That means that the next attack will definitely cause it to be up. So I already know that's going to happen, so I just do Yunli skill to obviously get some meter, and Robin, welcome to my world, right after. I'm hitting Sam for the damage. I was already super, super confident that it was going to work. So now Tingyun, I need to obviously charge this for Yunli. And I'm going to charge her ult, but I'm not going to use it just yet. So I'm thinking, because I'm like, this might be the run. Okay, so she gets the boost. I'm not going to use the ult just yet, and I'll share why in a bit. So Yunli is going to have a lot of meter here. I'm going to attack the Trotter because this guy needs to survive. If this guy dies, then the entire plan is ruined because I need this guy to attack twice. I need him to hit Yunli with the first attack, and I need to counter the second attack, and that's the only way I'm going to get enough meter to be able to do 4 ults. Okay, so obviously it did not overcap. We used the meter first. We hit the Trotter. And we know Sam is going to attack, so here we just kind of pray. We just pray that everything, that they either it hits the Trotters and Sam and doesn't hit this guy much. Okay. So Trotter dies. Trotter dies. He has a good chunk of life left. I'm like, okay, this is good. So he will do his attack, and I really want his attack to hit Yunli, or I'm not going to get enough life or enough meter. And that's why I'm not doing Ting ult yet, because she's going to gain meter from this guy doing his basic attack. So I want him to do basic attack on Yunli first. She'll gain the meter, and then I will do Yunli ult, and then I'll do Ting ult. So he attacks Yunli, perfect. So now I get the meter, and I immediately activate super because I know exactly what's gonna happen. I know that he's going to do his next attack, and this is where I want all of the damage to go, because Ting is going to do her ult, which gives meter, and it gives extra damage. So this next attack is going to hit everyone, I believe. Oh, it's just 2 characters. Okay. So as you can see, even if that guy, if I do ult there with Yunli, he will hit at most Yunli and Hanabi. So neither of these two are going to take damage. So as long as both of these characters survive the first wave at any health, they can be at 1 health, they will be okay. And then Hanabi needs to have enough to be able to tank the second this hit that he's about to do, and the hit that Sam will do, because Sam's hits, I think especially this one, hits both characters. And that's why I have Hanabi here, because she's tankier. Okay, so she takes the hit. Still in very, very healthy life. Yunli does ult. This is going to do a ton of damage. Hopefully a lot to Sam. So bring him down from 70-something to 52. So about 22% of his health, 610. I immediately mash Yunli ult again, because this is going to be the dud ult that turns into a good ult, because we whiffed the dud ult very, very early on in the first wave. Okay, and then here we just attack just because we want the extra damage. Okay, and here, pretty much, it's like, if I get enough meter here with Yunli to do ult, I probably win. So her skills maybe do 3 or 4%. Okay, did 4%. And now, when Sam activates his thing, he loses about 3 or 4% life anyways. So that brings him down to about 20%, and she can definitely do more than 20% with an ult. So, yep, there we go. He hits these two, so she takes only a little bit of damage. But again, if she's at like this much life, then she will die. So that's why, again, I have the team in the order they do. He hits Yunli. The counter goes off. And it works. So there are just so many spots where that could go wrong. Like, there are so many games where it's, where she will maybe hit, like, a Trotter, and these guys don't take, like, this guy doesn't take a lot of damage. The reason that this went well is because she hit this guy here. And this guy ended up, it got a little bit on this guy, and it got some to the Trotter. And that allowed her ult plus this Trotter dying to deal enough damage to kill this guy. If that didn't happen, then of course we would have failed the run, because he would have probably hit Yunli and she would have died because she was only at 800 life. There was a chance that he could have hit Robin and Tingyun twice in a row and been okay, but the chances of that are super low. And yeah, this first hit hitting Yunli is pretty normal. He usually hits Yunli there. And it's nice because she gets to hit everyone here and gets a bigger chunk here. Hitting Tingyun there and her getting the effect res is really nice, because if Tingyun does get hit by one of the other hits and she gets stunned, then that kind of also screws up a lot of the timing also. So just a lot of little tiny places that can mess up. And like this had to do enough damage to the guy on the right to die. And this guy also had to take enough damage where he is a Tingyun basic and a Yunli skill away from dying. If he had more life, he wouldn't have died, and then I would have had to have restarted because I wouldn't have had enough. There was the run that I did actually get the first time. I ended up having exactly enough with this Robin basic here, so that was pretty cool. But I was able to kill right after the Hanabi attack. The skill points weren't too much of an issue in this game. Sometimes skill points can be an issue, but in this one they were not. There were absolutely no problems with skill points. And obviously Hanabi is to thank for that. She makes it a lot easier. And yeah, here, like, depending on how this guy takes damage depends on everything. If he has such low life that the Yunli counter will kill him, then that's also done. And if he doesn't hit Yunli, if he hits like Tingyun or Robin or something, then it's also over. It's just there's so many spots where it can be over. And getting to this point, knowing that he has to do an attack on Yunli and she has to counter it and he has to not die for that to go right, just took a really, really long time and so many resets. But we did get it. I did get it on video. And yeah, that's it. The first time I did beat this floor, I used Tingyun. And I did it with Ron May's Light Cone to give extra energy at the beginning of the waves. But I realized I didn't even need to do that because I figured the right strat was to gamble and go all in on Welcome to My World in the second half instead of doing Welcome to My World early to keep my characters alive, because then I wouldn't have been able to get Welcome to My World at the end here and get it twice, because all four of the supers are in Welcome to My World, and if that didn't happen, then she wouldn't have done enough damage. So there's just so many little things that go into it, but yeah, anyways, that's all for today. I know this explanation video got a little long, but I hope you enjoyed the explanation video. I hope you enjoyed the zero cycle clear. This MOC is very challenging. The HP inflation is nuts. Try not to get too discouraged. If you're very close to clearing, like, oh, I have 19 cycles, you can probably do it. Sometimes it just takes a couple of relic changes. It takes maybe just like one character change. It takes a little bit of a strategy change to get a tiny, tiny bit more that allows you to get like an extra cycle. So if you're discouraged, don't worry, just give it a shot, and you can ask me for help anytime. All right. Anyways, that's all for today. Take care. Have a good one, and peace.